You are connected with support. How can I help you?
You're picking up the phone pretending that you want to help people, but you really want to rob them.
I want you to understand, legally and federally, I know what type of a time waster you are.
Do you want people to empty their bank account?
Why would you waste my precious time?
We call scammers. And man, they say the dumbest stuff.
Go ahead, please.
Hey, do not call this number again. Okay?
Hey chickens, welcome to the chicken coop. Scams come in all shapes and sizes. Some scams hide behind legal loopholes and fine print, so they are technically not in breach of any laws. And in my opinion, these scumbags are the absolute fucking worst. Here is one scam that really pisses me off. I recently received a message from an unknown number. The message states, "Hi, I hope you haven't forgotten me. A picture to remind you, XXX Heather." And the message contains a link. So I clicked it. So Leslie wonders whether or not he went to school with Heather. School was a while ago, and Leslie can't remember everyone. The link takes us to a website, lovecrush.net. Seems legit, right? It says I have received one new message from Heather. I wonder what she wants. The message says, "Not here for a long time, here for a good time. Looking for someone to have adventures with. Kissy face emoji." Since this is obviously a personalized message for Leslie, let's click see naked pictures. Now this is interesting. This website is telling me to be cautious. They must be a trustworthy site then. Before we are able to respond, we must answer 3 short questions so they can be sure we are eligible for this site. Because of unexpected high popularity of our site, we need to be very strict in our selection procedure. I hope we can be selected, as Heather is obviously just a long lost friend hoping to regain contact, and not just trying to lure us with sexy photos. Would I have sex with a married woman? Why not? Would I have sex with a woman above 40 years old? Most definitely. The majority of our women only want to flirt and sex chat. Is that a problem for me? Not at all. Awesome. Looks like I passed the test. Now just remember, Heather said, I hope you haven't forgotten me, so I'm expecting a long lost friend or ex-partner. So this seems legit, right? Congratulations. Why thank you. It looks like I won, and now I have less than 10 minutes to claim access to my long lost pal Heather. Now I am only 1 step away from messaging Heather, so let's give away some personal information. Increase my chances with Heather by adding a photo to my profile. It'll be fine, I'm sure she'll remember me. After all, she messaged me. Let Heather know more about me. She knows who I am. So just add a date of birth older than 18. And I'll add bisexual, because I'm happy to swing both ways. Let Heather know more about me. I'm wondering if we went to the same school. One last step. Just confirm my email address. Well, I would, but Gmail automatically blocks mails from this site. Now where is Heather? There is no Heather here. So let's see if we can actually delete our account. The frequently asked questions has instructions on how to delete my account. Go to account, settings, delete account. Yes please. G can reactivate my account by clicking the link in the email we sent you. Who is G? Anyway, this is what is typically known as a lonely heart scam. The initial message and website is targeted towards lonely people, people who are isolated or elderly and have difficulties meeting new people. As Leslie is a semi-retired farmer, living on the land can feel quite isolating and lonely at times. As we look down to the fine print, we see that Love Crush is a chat service aimed at exchanging chat messages. Love Crush contains real member profiles like Leslie, as well as fictional member profiles, so-called chatbots. I mean chat pals, just like Heather. Pay only when you use our service, starting at $1.99 per message. So Heather is not real, and neither are all those other profiles shown on the homepage. Technically this site does declare this, but it's worded in a way that can be confusing. A user like Leslie receives interest from a profile and will have to pay a small amount to respond, all the time being unaware they are talking to a bot. So my issue is this. This site does technically state it's providing the user a connection with a bot, so it's not breaching its terms. But it is a scam. Without breaking any laws, it's a fucking scam. They are preying on vulnerable lonely people and I feel they need to be called out. Love Crush is a fucking scam. If you are lonely or isolated, you can find groups of people with similar interests on all of the many social media platforms. But always act with skepticism, especially when communicating with people you don't personally know. Though there are many wonderful people in this world, there are also plenty of scumbags looking to take advantage of the next unsuspecting victim. If it looks too good to be true, then it probably is. This scam may seem obvious to you, but people do fall victim to these scams. So remember, educate those around you, especially those who may not be so technically savvy. Through education, we can all prevent people from falling victim to scams. Thanks for watching, chickens, and stay safe online.
Good morning, Take.
What up, CJ? Good morning, each and everyone.
Question of the day today will be, where is Heather?
If there's any lonely people out there, make sure you flash that number.
Yeah. Call, if you're lonely, call Spooky Chicken. He will talk to you.
Yeah, that was a good clip to play. I love his channel. I love what he does.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of educational stuff there, plus mixed in with some humor. My kind of scam baiter.
Ghost said that would be, Ghost said that you'd owe a small fortune on that site.
Small, yeah. I'm
Believe
financially
me.
secure when it comes to
Yeah.
looking for love on the internet.
Anyone that knows Take knows the last thing he wants to do is sit around and chat with girls online like he's got too much to do.
I mean, I can find time. You know, they send me a picture of them in a sari. You know, we might be able to negotiate some terms.
And Raz, thank you so much for the gifted memberships. Really, really appreciate that. So kind of you.
That was so nice. Yeah, I just saw a bunch of memberships.
Yeah, really appreciate that. Hi, Di. So
What
yeah,
up, Di?
what's going on with you today?
Nothing. My other phone is dying, so I can't chat at all. So I feel bad. But good morning to everyone. I was just reading. It said 1 million of the most deadly creatures are going to be in New York this summer. So
What's that mean?
I read further. It's mosquitoes.
Oh,
Did you know mosquitoes kill the most people every year?
oh, really? I didn't
know that.
No, I didn't know that either.
A million deaths come from mosquitoes, and 400,000 are killed by humans. I mean,
my
that's
gosh.
just one statistic I was reading. So I had no idea mosquitoes could be that scary.
I didn't know that.
Yep. I mean, I really thought it was going to be a better article. I thought there was like zombies coming or we're getting invaded by somebody, but mosquitoes. A million deaths a year from mosquitoes.
Wow, that's crazy. Like they just like give them like, I don't know, malaria or something, and that's how they die?
Yeah, well, I mean, if mosquito bites you and you have a crazy disease and then it bites me, I guess that's how it's transmitted.
Oh, okay. Weird.
I guess. But yeah, hopefully my neighbors don't have malaria. I did hear
Yeah.
the girl upstairs saying she has an STD, but I don't think it transmits that way.
You never know.
What's going on with you?
Not much, just same old, trying to balance. I think I'm just overextended right now because I'm in a busy time of school. Like I have to take 2 classes right now instead of just 1. And one of my classes is learning SPSS, which is like, if anyone doesn't know, it's a software for statistics, like to do your statistics when you do research. But it's like when you have never used it before, it takes time to learn it. And then I have another class, and then I have work, and so I feel a bit overextended. So unfortunately, scam baiting is losing out right now, which sucks.
Maybe you can either find a way to cheat or drop a class.
Yeah, maybe you could do some homework for me.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're better off just dropping it.
Thank you so much, Di. Really appreciate that. Uncle Take Di is thanking you.
Yeah, thanks, Di. That's so nice of
DA!
you. What up, DA?
We were just talking about
Yeah,
you.
exactly.
We're like we were just talking about how we missed you, and I needed to check on you and see if you're okay. Cause we miss your little one-liners.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're okay. It's good to see you. Hope everything's well your way.
Yeah. That's true, DA. We could all use a little more class, but welcome to 2023.
Yeah, imagine 1 million Heather showing up.
Sounds like some kind of porn movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's what's going on. I am gonna try to stream on Fridays. I'm gonna try to stream tomorrow on Twitch because I haven't streamed on Twitch in a long time. So I'm gonna try my best to do it. But I'm not promising, but I'm gonna try my best to do it.
Nice.
Floppy gave me some new call centers, so it'll be a mixture of listening and baiting. So thank you, KDA. Really appreciate that.
Oh, thanks so much, Kelly. So nice of you.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's about same old, same old. Thank you, Hello69. Thanks for stopping by. So that's about all that's going on with my life, so. And what about you? Same old, same old? Just
Yeah, I had a
working.
tough 2 days making calls that were somewhat entertaining. I spent a lot of time, I think, at least calling and wasting some time. It didn't really make it to YouTube, but I was still doing what we do. It was just so loud, just loud. Like, I'm talking thousands of people. It's like it had to be the busiest call centers I've ever had experienced. It seemed like every call I made was either a bad phone or 1,000 people squeezed into a little room. It was just a bad 2 days for getting content, but definitely spent a lot of hours wasting these idiots' time. But it was just that kind of 2 days. I don't know if it was just when I decided to start calling in the day. I was just every number I seemed to hit was just really loud.
Well, that sucks. I hate to hear that because that usually means they got people there. Doesn't mean that they have hooked them, but they're at least making contact. So.
Oh, thanks so much, DA. Looks like a lot of people were just gifted subs.
Sorry.
What up, Ken?
Thank you so much, DA. Really, really appreciate that. Sorry, I got distracted for a second because I realized I let Stanley out. So I was texting someone else in my house to please let him in because I left him outside. Good morning, Tetra.
Good morning, ladies. Good morning, Tetra. It just popped up, and this I know this makes you crazy, but like all the news stories on my phone, like when you go to Google, it just said scammers are now scamming people by Cash App.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like, duh. How many times have we deal with Cash App scammers?
I know. We've been dealing with that since we started. I remember that was one of my first calls was a Cash App scammer.
Right. Unbelievable.
Yep. I don't know why they make that as news.
Good morning, Kate Young.
Thank you, BB.
Hopefully work
appreciate
is
that.
easy.
Appreciate.
Oh, thank you, BB.
Yeah, I appreciate people lurking. We really appreciate that. Right, Zeb? I let him out, and then I forgot to let him back in. I did see something. I feel like we talked about this before. Did we talk about that fertility doctor that was using his own sperm to impregnate patients?
Yeah, was that the one he has like 300 something kids?
Yeah. Well, guess what? Over the weekend, he decided to fly in a handmade airplane, which I'm sorry is pretty stupid. And while he's flying, the wings came off the fuselage. They fell to the ground and he got killed. I was like, you idiot. How stupid can you be? I guess he had confidence in his hand-built aircraft. I don't think he built it, but still he rode in it. I was like, what? Try to get me to ride in a hand-built aircraft, and we'll see how well that goes. Just saying.
So the guy that you were just talking about, like a show or two ago, he just recently died in a plane crash?
Yeah, yesterday.
So is that a coincidence? Like, how does that work out? Like, why you talked about him randomly a week or two ago, and then he just ends up dying?
I don't know. I guess I cursed him. I
Oh
didn't
my
mean
goodness!
to,
Talk
though.
about your ears ringing.
I didn't mean to, though. But you
Well,
have
it's
to
not your
admit.
fault, but I'm just saying, if you want to leave my name out of your mouth for the next few weeks, I would appreciate it.
Yeah, exactly, Raz. Raz said it was a hand job.
Wow,
But,
that's
yeah. I mean, that's...
how big is his funeral going to be? I mean, he's got a big family.
Yeah. I just, like, I don't know. I guess maybe it's just me. Like, I'm not a fan of aviation. Like, I like flying, I guess, but only for, like, traveling purposes because I like to travel. I would never in a million years ride in somebody's ghetto handmade plane.
Right. I mean, I think that goes without saying.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, he knew his chances were limited. I mean, unless he was that stupid. But you would think he would be smart enough to realize 50-50 chance I come back. Like I land without crashing. But
I guess, but
I mean,
it just...
I think every time you've flown, it's usually on airplanes that are constructed, which can still crash, of course, but very rarely.
Yeah.
Right. So I don't think you're, getting into somebody's plane or like, hey, I just built this yesterday. You want to go for a ride?
Exactly. Like, hell no, I don't want to. Hey, B just sent me, thank you, B. B just sent me a really exciting news story that reminds me of me. A black bear walked into a bakery and ate 60 cupcakes. Hello?
Is that true?
Yeah, it's true. It's from B. She wouldn't lie to us.
I believe that. I've seen a lot of videos are circulating around where bears or other animals go into a store and just eat and then leave.
Yeah.
So I'd like to see the video of that.
Well, there is a video. I'll send you the link. I guess they were scared to take him away from him.
Oh, I wonder why.
Zeb, is the plane about to crash? I wouldn't jump out of a good plane, no. If it's about to crash and I'm wearing a parachute and I have to survive, sure. But no, I'm not going to go on a plane and jump out just for fun. No, thank you.
I have to side with the bear on that. I mean, I feel like there's times I'm at the bakery and after about 5 cupcakes, I'm like, I could probably eat about 55 more.
Yeah.
And, I don't, and the bear's really hungry, so I don't blame the bear one bit.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
The only thing is he probably didn't pay.
Yeah, that's
true. And they were probably too scared to ask him, so that's kind of stealing. Bad bear.
Which, by the way, have you watched the movie Cocaine Bear? It's based on a true story.
I'm not. I'm not.
I watched it over the weekend when I was sick. It wasn't too bad.
Does it have big actors?
It has that one from. Is that? I feel like there used to be a show like called Felicity. Wait, I don't know.
Yeah,
Who was in Felicity?
you're
Who
right.
was in Felicity? I don't know. I don't think it was her actually. She was one from like I remembered her. Hold on. Let me just look up the name because I forgot the name right now. But it's definitely somebody I had seen before. Oh, Carrie Russell. Carrie Russell.
Yeah, she's been in a few things. I've seen her.
Yeah.
I know who that is.
And it was also Ray Liotta's last movie.
Cocaine Bear.
Yeah.
I'll have to check that out.
Yep. It wasn't too bad. It's pretty graphic, but like considering the title, you would think it's stupid, but was entertained by it.
Yeah,
It's a
I'll
true
check it out
story.
today. I mean, I've always been a Ray Liotta fan.
Yeah.
And I didn't know about that movie.
Yep, and it's a true story. It's based on like in Georgia, I don't know when in the 70s, they dropped a bunch of cocaine out of a plane and the bears got into it. So it's based on a true story.
So the bear became addicted to cocaine. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. It's definitely not wholesome. It's definitely not a movie for kids. I enjoyed it. I'm not saying it's a good movie, but I enjoyed watching it. Like, I wouldn't have it win an Oscar or nothing, but but I did enjoy it, watching it. Especially because I was sick.
That happens, though. I mean, there's videos and documentaries on there, alcoholic monkeys.
Yeah, that's true.
And they came over on ships, and they were on ships when they were a long time ago. And, you know, pirates, if you ever watch an old pirate movie, there's always monkeys. They broke into the rum, they became addicts, and next thing you know, they're on the beach. Somebody falls asleep, and they have a margarita next to them or whatever, pina colada, whatever they drink when they're on the beach. And then you see the monkeys come and steal it and scurry off. And then they're teaching their kids how to steal drinks, and it just goes throughout the years. There's a family of alcoholic monkeys out there.
I saw monkeys at the Taj Mahal. It was scary.
Yeah, they're drunk there, right?
Probably. But it
Yeah.
was scary. I was scared that they were going to like jump on me or something.
Right. So the bear that's addicted to cocaine was not the one that was stealing cupcakes, because cocaine wouldn't make him that hungry. Now we're getting to the bottom of this important issue.
Oh, cocaine makes you not hungry?
Right. It doesn't give you the munchies like marijuana will. So maybe the bear was stoned and had the munchies. I'm going to look into all these bear stories later.
Yeah.
And I can't chat in the chat, but if somebody can put up Spooky Chicken's link from that awesome video that we started our stream with, he's going to be joining us in about half hour, I hope. I cannot wait to talk with him.
Yeah, I have the link pinned already.
Oh, cool.
But yeah, it was a pretty entertaining movie. But you know, when I was younger, I worked at the zoo, and I was really good friends with the gorilla guy. So I went into the gorilla like exhibit, and he was like, "Whatever you do, just don't move." It was very frightening. But the gorilla didn't actually come near me. He just was like eating leaves or something, and he looked over, and I was just standing across the room from him.
I think that's pretty common. I think anybody who deals with bears and safety would say if you come in contact with a bear, just don't run. But that's easier said than done.
Depends on the
if I saw a
color.
bear, what?
Depends on the color of the bear.
I mean, I don't discriminate. If I see a bear, I'm running. But after watching these videos of these bears that are just coming up to like people's cars, they're just calm, and then the bear just kind of goes on its way. But
Yeah.
I don't know if I could test that theory. I think I'm going to run.
If it's brown, you lay down. If it's black, you fight back, and if it's white, it's good night. But nowhere in the poem does it say to run. Just saying.
Well,
running will not help you.
they can climb, right?
Yeah, they climb faster than they run, actually.
Right. So
I know that from Dwight
forget
Schrute.
about going up in the tree.
Yeah. But yeah, if it's brown, you're supposed to play dead. If it's black, you're just supposed to like punch him in the face. And if you happen to run into a polar bear, there's no hope. So I would stay away from those ones.
I mean, hopefully that doesn't happen, but it's been known to happen. Even no matter where you live, randomly they find their way into cities and populated areas, and it's I would definitely not play dead because I'd be afraid they would attack me.
I live in an area of a lot of bears. I've seen them before. It's basically like most other animals. Like, bears don't eat people. The only way that they would attack you is if something's wrong with them, like they have rabies or something, or if you're posing some threat to their young. But if you're just walking and you see a bear and the bear sees you, it's not very likely that they're going to just attack you for no reason because they don't know you either. So they're not going to just start something with you for no reason. Unless, like I said, they have some like mental or physical issue, which I totally believe animals can get mental health issues. Or
Yeah.
or like you're near their young and they want you to stay back from their cubs, you know. Other than that, they're not going to bother you.
Well, next time I see a bear, I'm going to make him split the cupcakes with me.
Well, that's a good point.
But if you have cupcakes on you or any kind of sweets, maybe the bear would just kind of attack you for the cupcakes.
Yeah.
But who the hell walks around with cupcakes in their pocket, right?
Hey, did we also talk about that 85-year-old woman that got killed by that gator? And they handcuffed the gator? It's not funny, but it's just ridiculous. It's not funny.
We did not talk about that, but that makes total sense.
Yeah, it's not. Obviously, the situation is horrible. What happened? It's not funny. But I just saw a picture of them, and they had like the gator's hands tied behind his back. Sorry, it's really not funny. I'm not laughing at the situation. I'm just only laughing at the picture.
Well, they were following procedure, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's what happens. You kill somebody, you get cuffed and read your rights.
Yeah. Yeah. But what happened was she was walking, and of course in Florida, near like a pond or a lake or something with her dog. The alligator jumped up to get the dog, and then she intervened to save the dog. She got pulled under and died. Y'all, I love my dog with all my heart. I love my dog with all my heart, but do not sacrifice your life to save your dog, for crying out loud, please. It's a dog. It's still a dog at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Just saying.
That's a tough one, because I could, if I was in the same situation and you're watching somebody that you love, in this case it's an animal, yeah, you can't go in there, obviously, but that's a tough thing to watch.
It's tough to
You're
watch,
watching
but
something.
yeah, but people are more important than animals, and you don't like. It's like driving. You're driving, a dog runs out. You could swerve and hit a tree and save the dog, but you could die. You know, it's like, come on now, y'all, don't do that. I'm asking. And you know how much I love animals. I love them, but please don't sacrifice your life to save them. So,
I've
saying.
had my cats drive me crazy. They fight and they're just sometimes they're just nasty little bitches. But I still have had less issues with the cats that I live with than I have had with human interaction.
Yeah.
So I kind of feel for animals. I think a little bit more than some humans.
Yeah, I can understand, but still.
I know what you're saying, though. I do, But that is a sad story. So the alligator is in jail.
Yeah, he's in jail. Hey, we might need to take our take break earlier because speaking of dogs, I need to go check on my dog. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, that's good. We got, it's about 12, 13 minutes, and then that'll give you time to do what you do, and then we'll be back with Spooky Chicken. What up to Scott?
Yep, I'm sorry. I'll be right back after this take break. I'm going to go check on Stanley.
Thank you for contacting Office Support. Speaking to Dave, how can I help you?
Dave, you're not scamming anybody today. Nobody today. No victims. Aaj nahi gandu. Samjha?
Thank you for contacting Office Support. Speaking to Dave, how can I help you?
Dave, you're not scamming anybody today. Nobody today. No victims. Aaj nahi gandu. Samjha? We're just getting started here.
Welcome to customer support. How can I help you today?
What the fuck is wrong with you? What's wrong with you?
Hello?
Hello? I'm not talking about you sounding ridiculous.
Welcome to customer support. How can I help you today?
What the fuck is wrong with you? Answer the question, Claire.
Hello?
What is wrong with you?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes, sir. First of all, can you please just confirm me? How can I help you today?
I told you 3 times. Why aren't you answering me? What the fuck is wrong with you, Gandu? What is wrong with you?
Can you just confirm me? How can I help you today, sir?
Oh my goodness, you really are stupid. Do you tie your own shoes? You realize that buttons on shirts are not candy. Don't eat those buttons. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Can you just confirm me? How can I help you today?
Can you confirm me that you're so stupid you keep asking the same question?
Okay, sir. Just stay on the line. 5582. Is this your number, sir?
No, I don't know what you're yelling at me. You're shouting numbers now. You're a disgusting human being.
Oh, okay.
Tamara asinam kya hai?
Okay, sir. Thank you. Have a nice day.
I'll call you right back.
Yeah, sir. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Main aapko put din phone karunga. Samjha?
Sorry, sir?
Oh, you want to talk about saris? We can talk about saris. I have a huge sari fascination. Does your mom wear saris?
Sir?
Kya?
Sir?
Kya?
Please speak slowly, sir. I can't be able to hear your voice, sir, properly, okay?
Oh, I forgot. You're very slow. We got the Indian Forrest Gump on the phone, everyone.
Okay, sir. So, can you please speak slowly, sir?
Yeah, why are you so stupid? Jawab do.
Sorry, sir. I think that you have some problem on your... Yes, sir. I think that you have some problem in your brain, so you can't be able to know what the problem is going on. Okay?
What are you trying to say, Gandu? You ran out of English like last year. Cap and greasy bolte hey?
Okay, sir. Don't worry about this. Don't worry about this. We'll help you out further.
You don't worry about it. We're going to get you the help you need. Shinta makaro.
We'll suggest you a doctor's number, okay?
Are yaar. Oh, you're funny, Gandu. Tamara asinam kya hai?
We'll suggest you a number of the doctor and you have to please shake your brain. I think that you're going mad.
I have 1,000 phones, Gandu. More phones than your mom has saris. Don't you say goodbye? What was that?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you help me?
Yes, sir. How can I help you?
I have a problem. Is this Amazon?
Yes, sir. This is Amazon customer support. How can I help you?
I don't think you're Amazon. Thank you, though. I'm glad you're having fun. All right.
What happened? Can you tell me? How can I help you?
Oh, you can help me?
Hello?
क्या मेरे में डाक कर सकते हैं?
Yes, sir.
Oh, बहुत बहुत
Sir,
शुक्रिया.
I can hear you. What up?
Yeah, can you help me though?
Yes, my son. How can I help you?
No, beta. Nahi, Gandu. Settle, pedal.
Can I talk with my manager?
Talk with who?
Can you talk with my manager?
Yeah, koi baat nahi. I'll talk to anybody. I don't care.
Can you talk with the police department?
Yeah, तुम्हारा असली नाम क्या है?
Motherfucker.
Oh, you're upset. Why are you so upset, Gandu? Let's talk about your anger problem. Why are you so upset? Jawab do, Kripia.
Motherfucker.
Why are you so upset, Gandu?
Motherfucker.
Why are you so upset?
What's going?
Yeah?
What's going wrong with you?
What's going wrong with me? You're the one that's sitting there cursing at me. Who does that? Who does that? Who sits there and pretends to be Amazon? Don't you say goodbye? What was that?
Thanks for calling Amazon. This is Mark. How can I help you?
Oh, take the dick out of your mouth and get a job. You sound ridiculous.
Just fuck your mother.
He's a little angry. क्या? सब लोग ठीक हैं?
Thanks for calling Amazon. Just fuck off. Calling sports. My name is Mike. How may I help you?
Mike, can you help me?
Yes, sir. How may I help you?
Okay, you can help me. It sounds like you're busy though. I hear a lot of people there. Are you busy?
Okay. No, I'm not busy, sir. How
Okay.
may I help you?
Yeah, I got a big problem going on over here, but I didn't know if maybe you guys were having like a game of dominoes or Gandu Twister or whatever you do. It seems like I just interrupted you and I feel really bad.
Sir, you are speaking with Amazon support.
Oh, you're Amazon support now, right? You're Amazon?
Yes, right.
Okay, because a little while ago the number didn't belong to Amazon, it belonged to somebody else, but you're saying you're Amazon now, right?
But maybe number doesn't belong.
Well,
You call me, sir. How may I help you?
I don't know what that has to do with anything. Yeah, I called you. You're absolutely right. That's the only truth you're going to speak today. I called you. But your number, what I'm saying is it didn't belong to Amazon about an hour ago. It was something different. Samjha?
How do you know that?
Because I know that. What do you think I do all day? I call dumb scammers all day. May I'll go put a din phone karunga.
From where?
Mera naam TAGOW hai.
From where?
Kya? That's the end of that conversation. Thought we were making ground.
Thank you for calling Amazon. Mike this side. How can I help you?
I am so sorry, Mike. It sounds like you're at a Gandu parade. I know it's the holiday right now. Shit happens. I'll call you back, okay? Fir milenge.
Okay.
Okay, bye. Say goodnight, bitch.
Thank you for calling Amazon. This side of what? How may I help you?
You know what? It only takes a moment to be polite. I understand that you're a criminal and you sit there and you rob from the innocent and you sound ridiculous. But can't you guys say goodbye? Doesn't anybody say goodbye anymore?
Thank you for calling Amazon. This side Ben. How can I help you?
Hello, Ben?
Yes, sir.
How come nobody says goodbye? How come nobody says goodbye? He didn't say goodbye.
Thank you for calling Amazon. This side Michael. How may I help you?
Michael, you sound very stupid. You have to know that, right?
I'm sorry, sir.
Okay, I can keep calling you and calling you and calling you, and I'll remind you how stupid you are, okay? In case you forget. Because you're stupid and you forget easy. But I'm here to remind you. Don't you say goodbye?
Thank you for calling Amazon. This is Mike. How may I help you?
Yo, you're all Michaels today. You can't think of any other names?
Just shut up, motherfucker. Thank you for calling Amazon. This side Ben. How can I help you?
Oh, there you go. I got a Ben. I talked to so many Michaels today. And obviously we're not talking, Ben.
Thank you for calling Amazon. Mike this side. How can I help you?
Mike this side. Nobody says goodbye anymore. Nobody says goodbye anymore. Can you say goodbye before you hang up on me? Nope. Try again, please.
Thanks for calling support. This side Robert. How can I help you?
This side, Robert. Can you say goodbye? Nobody says goodbye in your place. You guys are rude. Really rude. Go ahead, please.
How can I help you?
I'm asking you to say goodbye before you hang up on me, because you guys keep hanging up on me and then you don't say goodbye. What's your problem? Besides being stupid, besides being a scammer, besides robbing from the innocent, can you at least say goodbye? No!
Thank you for calling Amazon. Sam here. How can I help you?
Doesn't anybody say goodbye anymore?
What, sir?
Doesn't anyone say goodbye anymore? You know, like Firmilinge, Alvida, however you say it. How come you guys just hang up on me? You don't say goodbye. Samja?
Okay. We didn't say you goodbye, right?
Right.
Okay. Can you tell me how may I help you, sir?
I just
I'm
did.
from the Amazon. I'm just.
I just did, and you understood me. You told me you don't work for Amazon. You said I'm a fucking loser. I like to sit there and pretend and hurt innocent people. But I'll say goodbye. But you didn't say goodbye. Samja?
Okay. We will say you goodbye now. Okay. Goodbye, sir.
Oh, thank you. Pohat Dhanyavad. All right, Firmilinge. Hang up the phone. You did what you had to do. I'm grateful. I'll call you right back.
Thank you for calling PayPal. You're speaking with Stacy. How can I help you?
I am so sorry. I'm looking for PayPal, but I keep reaching India, right? Do you work in one of those brothels over there in Sonagachi? She wants me.
Thank you for contacting PayPal. This is Oliver. How can I help you?
Oliver, I am so sorry. I'm trying to reach the PayPal, but you're in India, right? You don't work for PayPal. My bad. Okay, I'll call you right back 1,000 more times. We'll get it right. Firmilinge.
Thank you for calling PayPal. How may I help you?
Oh my goodness, I did it again. Hey, Bekwan. I'm in the forest right now. I don't know if that's the problem, but I keep reaching you. I mean to reach the PayPal. I keep reaching India. Samji? Mujhe maaf kijiye. I'll call you right back 1,000 more times. Bye. Oh my goodness, Mujhe maaf kardo. I did it again. I am so sorry to bother you. I'm trying to reach PayPal. I keep reaching India. Kya?
India? Where? Where in India?
I don't know where you are. I don't know where you are, but you're definitely in India. You're not in Pakistan. If you were in Pakistan, you would have said India. You're so stupid. So stupid.
Fuck you, motherfucker.
तुम्हारा असली नाम क्या है? तुम्हारा असली नाम क्या है?
Okay.
आपका नाम क्या है? Oh, आपसे मिलकर अच्छा लगा.
Use good translator for these kind of stuff.
What do you mean I'll profit? What are you saying? Don't you say goodbye?
Thank you for calling support. How may I help you?
Hey, Bekwan, mujhe maaf kar do. I keep reaching India. I just want to reach the PayPal, please.
Thank you for calling PayPal. How may I help you today?
Is this PayPal?
Yes, this is PayPal. How today?
Are yaar. Kya aap mere madad kar sakte hai, Kripiya? I have a big problem going on over here. Can you help me?
Okay, what's going on?
Okay, तुम्हारा असली नाम क्या है? No victim here, fucker. I don't know why I even bother picking up the phone. Samja? मैं आपको put it in phone karunga. Alright, I'll call you right back. Good talk. So stupid. Do you want to say something before I hang up on your dumb ass? Alright, बाद में मिलते हैं. मैं वापस आऊंगा.
You are connected with support. How can I help you?
You're picking up the phone pretending that you want to help people. but you really want to rob them.
I want you to understand, legally and federally, I know what type of time waster you are.
You want people to empty their bank account.
Why would you waste my precious time?
We call scammers. And man, they say the dumbest stuff.
Go ahead, please.
Hey, do not call this number again. Okay? Thank you for contacting all support.
Okay, we're back. Sorry about that, y'all. Thought Stanley was lost, but he's fine.
That is good news.
Yes, I know you were very worried.
We all were.
At least an alligator didn't get him.
Well, how could they? They're in handcuffs.
True. Okay, 1 second.
I don't even understand what that does.
I don't know. Because it's not like I guess they could go fast, I guess.
I mean, they have to handcuff its mouth. That's what does the damage, I thought.
Yeah.
Well,
I think its mouth was taped. While I'm pulling this up, I was just looking at the Indian Times, and I saw that there's this man that's wanted in India because he was masturbating on the train. It looks like he's watching porn or maybe FaceTiming with someone, but he's looking at his phone and masturbating like in the middle of the train.
You can't do that? That country's strict. That country's strict. Keeping the people down. What's
So
the world coming to?
they plastered his face all over the all over the news and stuff.
Doesn't he learn anything from like American TV? You need to go into the theaters.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can't be doing it on a train.
He looks like real creepy. He has a mustache.
Oh, he looks creepy?
Yeah, he has like a creepy looking mustache.
I mean, if the masturbation in public in a subway train full of people didn't give it away, he has a crazy mustache.
Yeah.
Definitely creepy.
Yeah. Okay, let's see if we can get Spooky Chicken on the line.
Yeah. Bring the scary chicken. Scary bird.
Hey, can you hear me?
We sure can.
hear
Hi.
you.
Welcome to the morning show.
Awesome. Hello, guys. How are you? I nearly thought it was Heather calling.
No. We wish we could get a hold of Heather for you, but it's pretty hard.
There's still time.
I gotta tell you,
We got about an hour.
it's an absolute,
Anything can happen.
it's an absolute honor to be on here, guys. It really is.
Super glad to have you.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thanks for having me. Yeah, I'm excited.
So tell us a little bit
No,
about
thanks,
yourself.
All right. Well, I come from a background of software development. I've done a lot of database, web,
I knew it.
Linux development, that kind of stuff. Probably about, I think I set this channel up about 3 years ago, maybe 2 years ago. And then I landed a contract which kept me busy for a year and a half, so I didn't really do a lot. Looking at getting a lot more into scam baiting now. Yeah. Especially the last couple of years, I've just seen too many people that have been affected by scams, and one thing that you never see the media reporting on is the depression, anxiety, and the mental health issues that arise from these people that have fallen victims. And they always seem to target the more vulnerable, the retired, the people that sort of aren't as well educated in technology, and it just sucks.
Yeah, for sure.
And you're down under, right?
I am down under. I'm in Queensland, so hello to everyone in chat that's from Australia, especially those
Absolutely.
in Queensland.
Yeah, we love Australia, friends.
But yeah, hello to everyone in the world, you know, like,
Yeah.
that's the thing, that's the wonderful thing about the internet is that it just brings everyone together and apart from all the scammers that can contact us, but
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never thought I would have so many friends in Australia until I started doing this about 2 years ago. And it just seems like the more people I meet through scam baiting in the community, a lot more people that I meet are from Australia. And it's a big problem in your country, just like it is here. And I think there's only 25 million people in your country. Yeah, 50 million kangaroos, but we'll get to that problem later. But, I mean, the ratio, I think I was looking at how much Australians were scammed last year, and it was so high, so many billions of dollars. And with a country with only 25 million people, a lot of scams there. I mean, they hit your country hard, just like they hit England and they hit, United States. So sometimes we overlook that, but Australia has a ton of scams.
They go for the wealthier sort of countries, the people that have more disposable income. It's they kind of they like a lot of them that they target like the newly retired. So when people get their nest eggs, and they sort of have all that disposable income, and there was a story that I saw recently about a lady who she ran a doctor's practice, and she retired with about $300,000, and these scumbags they convinced her that they were from the Commonwealth Bank, and they end up cleaning her out. And it's just ridiculous.
That's horrible.
And the thing is, they have these Indian money mules, and like recently there's been talk about banning Indians from university applications here. And it's,
I was just going to mention that to you guys. Yep, I saw that story.
Yeah. So they come over and they set up bank accounts while they're here, and then they go back home, and then those accounts are used for like money laundering, as money mule accounts, and it's just crazy. The banks are doing nothing. The government's trying to force banks to do more, but it's just, I don't know, they're just chasing their tails.
But is that the real reason that they're the universities there are banning Indian students, or because the article that I read was making it seem like it was because they caught a few people on fake visas, and I was thinking, because CJ was bringing this up the other day about how schools were banning students from India because of the scams. And I don't remember if we were talking about Australia that day or if that was in our country. But
that was Australia.
That was Australia, so that was the same article that I read, and I didn't see anything with the scams. It was about fake visas, and I still think it's bad to ban a whole country's population from attending school because of a few bad apples. But I also get that they have to make a strong stance. Is that why the reason is? Like, it's because of the mules? Like, the government kind of just has had enough?
I don't think that the universities are actually banning because of the mules, but I do think that sort of thing happens as well. I think it was to do with visas, and there's also a lot of cheating going on in universities these days, where people just get their stuff filled out from online and things like that, and they're not actually putting in the work and coming away with.
Well, how are you going to pass? Those classes are tough. You got to cheat a little.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, if you don't learn the skills, then what use is the paperwork? It's kind of a bit ridiculous.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's just getting worse and worse.
Can everybody hear Spooky Chicken okay? Sorry to cut you off. I just saw somebody in chat said guest volume was low.
That's all right.
So I just wanted to...
My mic is... I've got a $10 mic, and, you know, I don't want to blame my equipment because I'm not very good at, like, sound engineering and things like that, but I think, yeah, I have ordered a new mic, and hopefully things will be better in the next couple of weeks, so...
That's all right, mate.
Yeah.
I got a $30 phone. So... the other thing I like about Australia, though, with the scams and the at least the government acknowledging it a little bit more, I think, is you guys have a scam tracker there, if I'm not mistaken, where you can kind of go there. You know how, like, not to bring up a terrible situation, but there used to be a tracker for COVID. Every day you could see how much COVID was affecting and how many deaths it caused in each country. You there, it says, like, year to date by dollar amount that's been scammed. I was checking out your scam tracker a while back, and of course that's just reported, but I think that's still a good step that they know that there's a big problem and they're tracking it. I don't know if you've looked into that, but I know it exists in Australia. I thought it was cutting edge.
A lot of that's done through the ACCC. But yeah, most scams go unreported. And it's not until like people have to go and get new license numbers and, you know, set up new bank accounts and then we've got a cyber crimes task force set up here, and they're looking at getting more involved in tracking down scammers. But I mean, when it comes to like policing and things like that, you're talking about international affairs, and things can get a bit tricky when you're talking about government intervention into other countries. Like we had the Indian Prime Minister here just recently, and all our politicians gushed over him being here, and you know, no one brought up anything about like what are they doing to combat scams and to combat people coming here and scamming people. And yeah, I don't know. You sort of got those international relationships that governments and public officials need to uphold. But I think we as private citizens, you know, I think we've got sort of more power in this. We can sort of form these international task forces and do all this kind of thing. So, but yeah, I'm certainly looking forward to getting more involved with the baiting community and seeing what we can do. So,
now, how did you notice that this was going on? Was it like was it just starting to annoy you because you keep hearing more about people getting scammed and it, like you mentioned, all of the mental health aspects of it, like people get depressed and things like that. Like, did you have like one like catalyst in your life that just said, you know what, I'm starting a channel, I've had enough? Like, was there one thing that really you can look back on and said, this is going to get me into scam baiting?
Not really. It's just like I've been dealing with people. I've seen scams sort of evolve over. I'm going to I've got to expose my age here, but yeah, ever since like we sort of had the internet come here in about 1994, and since then, like, you know, scams weren't that prevalent when the internet first came out, but as years have gone on, things have just got worse and worse. And like, I've personally dealt with so many people that have been scammed, businesses that have been held by ransomware. It's just, you know, it destroys lives. And it's not just like cleaning out people's bank accounts. It destroys lives, it destroys businesses, it destroys so much more than people realize. And it's sad. It's upsetting. And yeah, I can't think of anyone specifically close to me, but a lot of people that I've known, a lot of associates, a lot of clients that I've dealt with, it's just, it's just, for me, it's got too much, you know, just seeing all this. And I thought, you know, I've got, you know, some skills that I can use, and hopefully I can bring them to the community. And yeah, that's sort of what I'm looking at now.
And I noticed on your channel, I mean, like, I'm a big fan of, obviously, when you call and, you know, you're harassing them and you're baiting them. I love that stuff. You know, I've looked at your videos and I'm a huge fan. But what I think what brings you to the next level is you, and CJ played a clip when we started our show, you're actually explaining the scams, which I think is brilliant. A lot of us don't do enough of that, I feel. And you're actually explaining the scam, and you're doing it in a very great way for the tech savvy like myself. And you're showing what happens. You click on the link, and then you're showing how the website is very similar to the real website, but you're showing why it's different and why it's a scam. So obviously you have a great tech background. But my question is, you're clicking on the links that people are texting you, right? See, I thought we were never supposed to do that. Like, do you use a virtual machine or a phone or something?
I do it through, I have a BlueStacks. Is that what it's called? BlueStacks? It's a Android emulator that I don't click on them on my phone. I type them in to my virtual Android device and run it through a VPN. Leslie Baker's an alias. It's not my real name. I used a ton of different names depending on who I'm talking to, but yeah, it's I've actually started getting text messages now directed to Leslie Baker, which is really cool. It means that those details have infiltrated their systems. Mm-hmm. And the thing with those right. text messages is that there's this whole industry of what they call lead generators, and they basically, that's what they do. They spam out SMSs and with links and encourage people to go to sites, and it's a whole dodgy industry. It's same as a lot of these sites I've been discovering are all operating in Cyprus, and Cyprus it's a tax haven basically. But I've been talking to some lawyers over there, and for a nominal fee and a commission, they can set up a shell company and collect payments for you, and they don't really care what you're doing, whether things are ethical or anything like that. And this is one thing that you read the fine print on these sites, and they say they're going to sign you up for a membership or something like that, but the initial lead that comes through has none of that. It's usually disguised by click here to give us your delivery information for this parcel we're trying to send you, or something like that. And when you look at each part separately, they're not technically breaking the law, which makes it so frustrating because there's not much you can do about it apart from educate people and expose it. But I would like to see. There was I don't know if you saw a couple of weeks ago in the UK, there was a company called iSpoof that was brought down, and that was like it sounds. It was a site that was used to spoof numbers and
we talked about that. Yep.
Yeah. And it wasn't like iSpoof themselves weren't necessarily committing crimes, but they were receiving money from criminals, and and I kind of feel like a lot of these lead generators and a lot of these privacy companies that hide domain registration information online and things like that. I sort of feel like they should be held accountable as well. Almost even to the point to say that, you see a lot of dodgy Google ads, and I almost feel like Google should be held accountable for not screening their ads that go out. And
right.
It's
agree.
And I
totally agree.
If we
they
tackle it at that point,
mm-hmm.
I know they know, and they're collecting money from these scammers. That's why.
Right.
They don't care.
Exactly.
And I've seen scam sites. There's this. I received a call from someone pretending to be Gmail about a week ago, and sent me to this website, rmus.pro, and it was registered through this privacy registrar, and they don't care. And it's being hosted with Contabo, and they don't care. No one wants to take it down. No one wants to do anything about it. And I feel like, that needs to change. I feel like there should be more accountability for people that are earning money from these scammers.
Absolutely. I totally agree. And it's Google. They always know everything. They know everything we're doing. So there's no way that they can't fact check these ads before they post them. You know?
Yeah, that's right. And YouTube's now starting to say, oh, don't use an ad blocker because, you know, we need this ad revenue to pay for YouTube to run. And I turn off my ad blocker and I get ads for, you know, companies saying that they can get back your money if you've been scammed. And I know that's a lie. Right. And that's, you know, and these companies that do that, they recruit people as money mules, basically, under the guise of, oh, we're going to get your money back. Mm-hmm. And they send you a payment and they say, oh, send us back 95% of it because that was a bulk payment including other people's money, and people are unwittingly being money mules. Mm-hmm. You know, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense.
Absolutely, I agree.
Yeah.
But what to do about it, that's what we're all asking, because there's no easy answers. Like Microsoft and Dan and me reporting bank accounts is awesome. It definitely helps, but it doesn't stop the problem. The scam baiting doesn't stop the problem because Kit Boga's been doing it great for 5 years and still continues to grow. So,
I know.
Stopping it is a whole nother beast. You know,
we need international law enforcement to, you know, we need cooperation between different countries. We need, you know, like I say, I'll just keep coming back. These people need to be held accountable. Anyone who's sort of enabling this stuff to happen, or the hosts like Amazon and Contabo and Rackspace and all of those that are hosting this stuff. Or the, like, there used to be, when you registered a domain, it used to be that you had to provide information, you know, who the contact is behind the domain. Now you can use a proxy service, and you can do this totally anonymously. You can put up a website that, you know, looks like any other website. Like, I myself can, for less than $100, put up a website that looks like the Commonwealth Bank, have a domain that's similar to the Commonwealth Bank, and completely hide myself from it. No one will know that I created it, and it can sit there as a phishing site collecting login details and doing all that sort of stuff, and it's ridiculous.
Yeah, there's no accountability. I mean, we've been dealing with the Synergy finance scammers, and they have a fake website, and it's like, you would think, how hard is it to why can't we just report the website and they get the person who created it? But it's not that easy anymore.
No.
You can do it anonymously, like you're saying. It drives you nuts. And this problem is so big. I mean, phone lines, you know, we've heard horror stories about providers, you know, Text Now, Envoy, you know, all these people can shut it down easy, and they don't.
Yeah.
No. And that's the thing. And I feel like that, I don't know what we can do about it, but that's what I would like to see in an ideal world, is that, these companies be sort of held more accountable. And here in Australia, the government's passing laws to hold banks more accountable. So if a scammer gets into your account and sends money overseas or something like that, then they sort of, if the bank's not doing anything to sort of stop these transactions, then they're going to hold them accountable. So, I feel like that just has to happen all over the world. But then when you have countries like India, and I don't want to go to conspiracy theory here, but I mean, all this money that these scammers steal are all ending up in the Indian economy. And I'm sure the government is happy about that, you know, like, not necessarily saying that they're openly supporting scammers or anything like that, but, you know, it's all a boost to their country and their economy. And
yeah, but I did read this. I read this article, this like journal, like a research journal article about how countries with scams, how it does negatively impact the economy. But I I don't think the common policeman or whatever knows that, you know?
No.
You know?
No, that's the thing.
Yeah.
But yeah. And that's the thing, you take one down, another one pops up. You introduce two-factor authentication, they just work out a way around it. It's a cat and mouse game, and yeah, I don't know. I think education is key. I think educating those around us is important. I think one important thing is to ask questions. If you're ever on, like, as you guys already know, if you're on the phone to a scammer and you ask questions, they don't have the answers. They get cranky when you ask them questions. You know, there's a huge red flag there. But, yeah.
Right, they can only do the script, which is good. I mean, but people still get scammed. No matter how stupid these guys appear to be, somebody falls for it. And I think you're right. Right now, we've said it before, awareness, education, and just wasting their time are probably the three best ways that we can combat this right now until the people above us decide to grow some balls and get educated and really figure this out. You would think that, like, some of these, somebody from the CIA or, FBI or, federal law enforcement, they would just watch YouTube one time and they would watch, some of these big baiters that can hook up to their system and get their name and location. And you would think that they would hook up and they would say, okay, you know what? I want to get promoted. I'm going to be the one to deal with this scamming problem over there. And I'm going to just focus all my attention on bringing the scammers to an end. But they don't. And maybe they're just too busy because they have other things going on, or they don't know about this, or there's something that we don't know. There's something more going on where there's an agreement between leaders and they know that this is happening. And like you said, the money goes into the Indian economy. But to me, there's a lot of YouTubers that are have great technical skills. They have great hearts. They're doing it for the right reasons. They're exposing them. They know locations. They even get IDs and pictures, and it stops there. Like, why can't law enforcement get involved?
Well, I think the biggest issue there is that, like, if the Australian Federal Police or the FBI or CIA or any of these, head over to another country and start, like, dealing out justice sort of thing, then you're sort of looking at, like, damaging international relations between the countries themselves.
That's what I'm saying. It's bigger than we know, but there has to be a way that they can contact somebody and work together, because it's hurting both countries. I mean, I know the dollar-wise is good for the economy. Maybe it's not. I don't know. I'm not an economist. You get all that extra money not being taxed. Who knows what's going to happen? But why can't the countries work together to solve the problem? That's all.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that's the totally question. Agree. Yeah, that's definitely the question, like, that we can't understand. Instead of the FBI over here researching things behind their back, why can't they just get with the CBI and just figure out how to stop this? You know what I mean? But especially because the U.S., at least the U.S. and I'm sure Australia, we do have good relations with India. You know what I mean? Like, we do have good relations.
Well, we do as well, yeah.
Yeah, so I just don't understand, but I just don't think it's just all reactive. It's always reactive. Nobody is really proactively working on this, it seems like,
No.
We always wait till it happens, and they're like, oh my goodness, it's so scary.
Task force.
Yeah. I heard that take. That was funny.
I was just saying that here in Australia, they are actually setting up a cyber crimes task force, and I think they're going, hopefully, fingers crossed, they're going to be more proactive in targeting these, but I don't know. And like some of these, like these subscription scams that I look at, they're not breaking any laws. Everything's written in fine print and things like that, and it's just, it's kind of deceptive marketing, but it's not really straight out scams, if that makes sense, and which is bad in itself, you know, like. But yeah, and it's like, I don't know. I wish I had the answers.
Well, we don't know. Maybe that's what Modi was doing in your country. Maybe he was working and they were setting up some kind of cyber force.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, every report
Probably
I saw politicians gushing over him. I didn't see anyone questioning about, you know, these scams that happen. And I don't want to just target India because they come from all over. Then, you know, it's not just India. But yeah, it's, I don't know. I didn't see any reports from any news agency about, or anyone questioning him about, you know, scams or anything like that. He was questioned about, you know, like killing Muslims and, you know, possibly atrocities that are, you know, committed against certain groups of people over there. But, yeah, I don't really know much about that. But, yeah, it's, I don't know. There's too many I don't knows going on. It's just ridiculous.
Well, I mean, unless the reporter used to be or is a scam baiting fanatic and really knows that there's a problem, it's very rare that a reporter would, I guess, say, Mr. Modi, any thoughts on how to combat the scams that are coming out of your country? Because although they come from all countries, your country has, you know, 80% of the scams coming out of it, or something like that. It's just, we think like that, but we need reporters to kind of know what this is all about and how bad this is. And every time that there's a news article, and we talk about it almost every single stream now, there's a story and it says scammers are on the rise and they're pretending to be Amazon or they're targeting people through Cash App, and we're like, duh, because we've been doing this for so long. But they make it seem like it's just an occasional thing, and just be careful. There's people out there that are acting like Amazon employees now, and we know how serious it is. It'll drive you crazy. But we need people at the top to kind of really understand what's going on.
Yeah, I don't know. I like, there's a hell of a lot of scams being reported these days that, like, pretty much I reckon I can find a report coming out every day from some news agency here in Australia. Something about scams, something about, you know, cyber crime, something about... And I don't necessarily buy that reporters don't know what's going on. Unless they, you know, unless they really, like, do the story and then forget about it, which I don't think they do. But, yeah, it's just, I don't know. I think it gets chucked in the too hard basket. Is probably what happens.
Well, they just do it based on when it happens, is my point. Like, they'll do a story once a scam makes the news, and like we've already said, a lot of them don't get reported, but somebody loses their life savings and contacts the police, and then they contact the news. It's a story to let people know and for them to get a story that day. But they don't really follow up after that. They don't say, okay, I wonder how big this problem is. Let me look into it further. Very few people do that. And the people that do that don't usually get big publicity. So they need to step their game up, is my opinion.
Yeah.
Like, dive deeper into the story. Like, where does it originate from? If they've scammed one person, that means they're doing it for a living. They're scamming other people. It's not a one-time thing. And a reporter needs to really do their work.
Yeah, exactly.
I was saying in the chat here that the Australian government's putting in $58 million into a national scam centre, anti-scam centre. But yeah, 58 million compared to 3 billion that was stolen.
That's awesome. How can we get a job at the anti-scam center? Wonder if you have to be an Australian citizen.
And what do they do there? Is it set up where they just work all day long to try to track scammers and find them? I mean, it's a brilliant idea. I just wonder what they do.
I've seen recently, like, companies like Linked, who do our toll roads here, and Telstra, who's probably one of our biggest telco providers. They want you to sort of send them the messages, the scam messages that you get, so they can block these numbers. And all these numbers are being spoofed anyway, so it's like, yeah, you block a number and you're blocking some poor innocent person's number as well. I don't know if they really know what's going on. I hope they work it out. But yeah, it's... I don't know. Every single scam call I get, I always call it back, and you get, you know, some poor victim that their number's been spoofed, and it's just, it goes beyond like the scammers just scamming one person, that, you know, someone else is getting all these nasty calls because they think that they're the scammer, and yeah, it's just
right.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I think it's a lot more.
They've spoofed my number before. I've had people call me yelling at me.
Yeah, yeah.
The scammers have used my number to scam other people, and then people would call me yelling, and then that would piss me off, and then I would start messing with the innocent person because I'm like, you called me yelling at me. Of course I'm going to retaliate.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it's like, do you know who you're calling? But no, I get it, and it's not their fault. They're just upset, and I have to explain. You know, they call from my spoof number. But what I've been seeing lately is when I get scam calls, sometimes they're spoofing other companies. You know, like Microsoft will call me, and I'll call the number back, and it's actually a real Microsoft number, but they spoofed the Microsoft number to call you.
Right.
I hate that. That's what scares me.
Yeah, that's exactly what iSpoof were doing, and yeah, I think the guy that was running that got 13 years, and I think all of these, like, honestly, who needs to spoof their number? You know, like,
take an
I
idea.
A legitimate reason to spoof your number.
To talk to
Unless
scammers.
you're messing with scammers, why does there need to be a spoofing app?
Yeah.
Apart from that, but yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, you know, I can understand, like, you know, calling with no caller ID, but I just can't see a legitimate reason to spoof your number. You know, I can't see a legitimate reason if you're registering a domain to hide your information.
Right.
It's like, why is that even an option?
Right.
I don't know.
It's like,
I don't know why.
It's stupid. It makes perfect sense. Like, you're right. Like, why would you ever need that? And it's almost like when I had AOL, I wasn't getting emails for a year, and I looked at my AOL, and I had it set to do not receive emails. Why is that even an option?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I don't know. Same as these lead generators. I don't see how sending out messages, just like spamming SMSs everywhere, is an effective marketing technique, unless you're trying to bypass legitimate advertisers, and you know, it doesn't make sense. Same as being able to set up shell companies in Cyprus. I don't see any legitimate reason apart from dodging tax and running scams. You know, these things don't make sense. They shouldn't exist.
Right.
They just, shouldn't be a thing.
And let's talk about your channel for a second before we run out of time, because I love your channel. Like you said, I think you started a little over 2 years ago, or 2.5 years ago. You really started out to be gaming, right? Is my understanding. So you have some like gaming videos on there mixed with some scam baiting.
Yeah, it was more so like I wanted to learn something different, so I was learning how to make videos, and so recording games and making gaming videos, it was kind of an easy way to make content. And but yeah, it's all been a learning process. Like, I'm not an artistic person. Whenever I've been developing software, I've always had to like have help with developing GUIs and things like that, because it's like, give me a black command line and that's where I feel at home. So when it comes to like designing web pages and things like that, I'm not very artistic. So it's sort of been out of my comfort zone to learn how to edit videos and sound and things like that. So It's yeah.
You do a good job with the thumbnails, I must say. Though, I mean, you have like most of your videos have beautiful thumbnails, and they all look great. I would want to make somebody click on it. I mean, one of your videos I think has 10,000 views, and that was like one of your newer videos when you like months ago when you weren't even really that deep into scam baiting. To get 10,000 views on a video is
how'd
great.
you do that? Give us some tips.
And that one, the sound only comes out of the left side, so sorry everyone that listened to that, only comes out one ear. But yeah, I've been doing a lot of research into how to work YouTube, and basically you think about your thumbnail or your thumbnail, and probably your first 30 seconds of the video is advertising for your video. So I think once I started putting more work into the thumbnail, instead of just like just grab a screenshot from halfway through and put some text on it, then people started clicking more. It's almost like clickbait in a way, to sort of encourage people to want to know more. Not bad clickbait though, not like lying about
you want to draw them in.
Video more about. Sort of like create that intrigue, because there's so much competition on YouTube. It's a hard game. Yeah. But then same again, like, you know, I kind of don't want to clickbait to the point where people click on the video and then click away after 30 seconds. Or I'd rather, like, you know, have people that are, I don't want to sort of fool people into clicking. So it's I think it's a fine line that you sort of got to tread.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I wouldn't sell yourself short, though. I mean, the one video where you have, I think, 4,000 views on a video, you have 260 likes or whatever it was, I think I saw. So, I mean, people are liking it.
Yeah.
And your content is
I'm
good.
Absolutely thrilled.
Your content is good.
And that's sort of, I've probably sort of been getting a bit more into the last 3 months. Last week was my last week at this job that I was on, so I've now got like free time that I'm sort of looking at spending, sort of going full time and seeing how it goes. And I'm actually in the process of setting up a fake bank account right next to me. I've got a Linux machine that I'm working on and setting up a database and doing all that. And so hopefully I can get more sort of in-depth into baiting. I want to sort of be able to report accounts, bank accounts. The social engineering side of it I find really interesting. So we're sort of looking at getting involved in becoming a money mule. Be talking to some banks, seeing if we can set up some accounts that we can hopefully intercept some payments. Doing a few things like that. So hopefully good things on the horizon, but we'll wait and see.
Yeah, sounds great.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to try to focus more on awareness. Again, it doesn't always help, though, because I was telling everyone last time, like, even though my dad is aware, he still panics when he gets an email that you've been charged, you know? And it's that panic that really is motivating people to call those numbers because they're scared that that's really real. I don't know how to combat that, but I'm going to try to focus more on awareness, you know.
They really do play on people's fear.
Yeah.
And they play those fear tactics to try and it takes away rational thought.
Right.
You go, oh shit, I owe money. I want to get this sorted out. I don't want the police coming around. I don't want the sheriffs coming around repossessing stuff. I'll just get it sorted out. And that's what they do. But, you know, quite often if people can sort of get away from that fear and stop and think and go and have a chat to someone that they know, get a second opinion, the scam will fall apart. So I think that's one thing that I want to try and encourage people to ask questions, ask someone that you know that you trust for advice, you know. That's probably the biggest thing. Get a second opinion. Every time, get a second opinion.
the key is to get to the people that have never heard of this and give them that information to get a second opinion. I think that's where we fail is, everybody that's either, subscribed to me or you or CJ or any of the other baiters, they know about scams. Are they sharing it with other people?
Right.
Yeah.
And we don't get enough people, following us that are new to us. We do get some, but we need more. We need people that don't know about this that we can educate and let them know, hey, if somebody calls you, hang up, ask some questions to other people, or, try their number back, or, make sure it's a legit person. There's so much we can educate people on, but it's getting it out there to those people that have never heard of this before. That's the challenge, I believe.
And most of those people aren't on YouTube. So I don't even know if YouTube's the right platform.
Right. I totally agree.
YouTube's able to sort of fund what we do. But I think it's got to go beyond YouTube. We've just got to get out into the wider public and start letting people know what's going on.
Yeah, YouTube helps.
There's some people...
Go ahead, sorry.
I was just going to say, there's some people that you're not going to ever get to, and it's unfortunate. Yeah. And you all you can do is try at the end of the day. I mean, I've talked to people that, somebody in their 90s, and the PCH scumbags have their claws in her, and I can go over there, rush over to her house, and play a video and show them, oh, is this the guy? Did I have that kind of voice? These people are not from Publishers Clearinghouse. You did not win. Okay, I believe you. And then 2 weeks later, they're back again, and she's like, well, I definitely won this time. This one's real. And I don't know what else to do. Well, I mean, you can't argue with that. Yeah. So eventually it comes to, getting her daughter involved and taking over the finances, unfortunately, so we can protect her. Because she's never going to listen. We're the idiots. We're the ones who are saying you did not win, and we're being party poopers, she would call it. She said, I play Publishers Clearinghouse. I fill out all this stuff. I'm a subscriber. I definitely won. And that's the sad part. You're not going to be able to help everyone.
Yeah, and a lot of these older people too, they're like, as we all get older, our brains don't function as well as they do when we were younger, and your critical thinking faculties sort of go away a little bit, and some people have early onset dementia and Alzheimer's and things that probably aren't diagnosed, and these are probably the worst ones that they target, because that's right, you tell them 1 week and then the following week they're back falling for the same scam. And I think we've got to really watch over these people's shoulders and keep an eye on them, and keep everyone around us safe, basically.
Yeah, I totally agree. Like, I totally agree too with what you said, Tig. Like, it's really, like, most of them are not, a lot of people are not on YouTube. They're not watching YouTube for entertainment. I think that a lot has come out of scambaiters having YouTube channels. But I just don't, again, I don't get mad at me, y'all, but I just don't personally think that that's the main solution to this problem is YouTube.
No, I totally agree there.
Yeah.
I think YouTube and Twitch and doing these kind of things are good because they can fund what we do. And that means that, if we're able to fund what we do and we don't have to spend 40 hours a week working somewhere else, and that's even better. But it's got to go beyond YouTube. It's got to go to, like, if you've got elderly neighbors, go and talk to them, go and check in on them. Make sure that they know that if they've got any questions that they can come and ask and that sort of thing. So, it sucks. It sucks when you see your neighbors been scammed. It sucks when you see people, in tears because they got to get new licenses and things like that. And it's horrible. Yeah, it's really horrible.
I have people close to me, people that know what I do. They are subscribed. They love what I do. And then you hear a horror story that they let Amazon Prime onto their computer, and they told them to download AnyDesk, And I'm like, why would you do that? Well, this one seemed legit, and I got the number through the TV or whatever. I mean, there's always an excuse for them to say, well, I know what you do, but this one seemed legit. That's what drives me crazy, too. So it's almost like you have to be, nobody's safe. Nobody's safe, no matter how much we spread. All we can do is keep spreading the word.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't want to rip on AnyDesk or TeamViewer or any of those because I've used them in the past for legitimate, tech support.
Yeah, companies use them, right.
Yeah, and I'm in a group chat or a group Discord with the AnyDesk representative, and he does care. As soon as you tell him, he shuts them down. Like, they're doing the best they can too, but they can't just close the business because scammers are using it. You know what I mean? No, that's right. So it's not the remote access software that's the problem. Right. That's not it. I don't even think there is one root cause of all this. I think there's a lot of root causes, but it's such a mess. There's always been scammers since the beginning of time. They talk about scammers in the Bible. So there's always been scammers, but we're just in a period right now where all these organized tech support scams are going on in a mass way, and that's the issue that I think is different today compared to times beforehand.
Yeah, well, it's a massive industry, and there's a lot of money to be made. Right. And it's organized crime. It's not just some guy down the road selling a dodgy snake oil product. It's organized crime, and it's international too. Mm-hmm. Exactly. It's all over the world. Yeah.
And what led you to the travel scam? That video and I think that was the one you actually had mentioned me, which was I was very flattered and humbled. But a lot of people stay away from them, and I've done a few videos with travel scams, and people comment and they say, you're not supposed to do that. That company sent out a cease and desist letter to scambaiters before. I don't care about that. I know people that were scammed by travel scammers. And anytime they pick up the phone and say reservations, 9 times out of 10, I'm not going to say all, but 9 times out of 10, it's a scam. They look online and they know information to make them seem legit. They can send you an email. Usually the way it works is they'll take your money, and then the day before your flight or that day, they'll send you something that says the flight has been booked. You need to pay $500 or whatever to buy another ticket. We've had problems where they'll charge you a one-way, like a round-trip price, and you're only asking for one way, and vice versa. Terrible people. So I'm all for messing with travel scammers, but I was just wondering what led you to go to them.
Well, I got that off scammer.info, and basically I saw reports online from that number that I called of people saying, and I put a couple of them up on the side of the video, and they specifically say they've spent $1,500, $2,000 on tickets, and the tickets never came. So they're definite scammers. They're not some travel agent that is actually trying to sell tickets. They are scamming people, and it's
and they're calling you from a number that's like from an upstate New York area code. And they want to say that they're Delta or something. It's ridiculous. And of course the number doesn't work at 9. Half the time you call back a half hour later and the number's down. Total scams.
Yeah. Yeah. Me personally, I go direct to the airline. I don't care if I pay a little bit more. I go direct to the airline, make sure I know who I'm dealing with. Anyway, anytime when I'm giving my credit card or debit card information out, always go straight to the source. Don't go through an agent. I mean, there are travel agents around that can help. And if, you specifically go to a travel agency shop, like we have, like Travelodge and stuff like that here, you walk in there and go and chat to someone. rather than do it over the phone, because you just never know. Unless you specifically ring the airline yourself,
right,
or jump on their website. But yeah, that was just really, it was just, we were playing around. I just got set up with this US number and calls in the US. So it was more just like just getting used to, like, because usually all the scam baits I've done have always been scammers ringing me. But I do want to get more proactive and start chasing them down, and it's learning that social engineering, like when you call them, the way you speak to them, you're so fluent, and when I call them, and I'm like, oh, what do I say, like, so it's all just practice at this stage for me. I'm totally new to this game, and I'm always happy for feedback and suggestions, and I'm learning, and I'm getting active on the scammer info sites, and trying to get as much information as I can, trying to learn as much as I can, and hopefully I can share what I know. Help other baiters and everyone in the community that's sort of getting involved, and old school. No, I didn't spoof a number. I actually paid for that number. So it is my number, and it's the same number that CJ's called me on now. So
so we can call you back on it, and we wouldn't get Mrs. Williamson from down the street.
I'm about to prank you.
Right, or
my number.
Modi's number.
I have a US number, and I have a Cyprus number now, and I'll probably get set up with an Indian number, and
nice.
I need an Australian number for sure.
Yeah,
CJ's been looking for Australian numbers. She wants to do more with the scammers, because
work,
with the technology that she has. I mean, and if she's up late, and that's when they're scamming Australians, she just can't contact the victims all the time.
Yeah, I do need an Australian number.
I'm using Skype. I don't necessarily recommend them or anything like that, but they do have the ability to call all over the world, and they do have the ability to buy numbers all over the world. So, that's what I'm using at the moment, and we have access to that here. Like services like text now and things like that, we can't access them here in Australia, so we're sort of limited in that sort of aspect. But it is what it is.
Yeah. Because after work, around when it's like midnight, 12:30 for me, I can hear Australians getting scammed, but I need to work on a way to contact them. I usually just ask somebody else for me, but, people can't just sit around waiting for me, so.
We can always funnel your call through Discord and through my phone here or something like that. We could always do something like that. I don't know. But
yeah, that's sweet of you. I'll definitely add you to my list, if I don't mind, of potential people that could help me save victims, because I get them.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. Yep.
So I'd appreciate it. I lost a lot of my call centers, but I have a few new ones. So I was going to check, see if they do Australian scams too.
Yeah, I don't see a lot of numbers here in Australia, and they tend to get taken down pretty quick. But
that's great.
Yeah, the ones in America seem to stay up for ages, and I've been surprised.
Sometimes.
I've been talking to a PayPal scammer recently that I think I was about a week after the scam was reported, and so I've called them, and I was surprised their numbers still worked. Whereas here in Australia, these numbers get shut down pretty quick. So
that's great.
Yeah. Although it makes it harder for us, it means that I've got to chase American numbers and things like that, or hit them really fast, hit them really quick. So.
Yeah. Well, that's great. Well, you sound like you have a lot of. Usually, I ask people at the end, like, "What's your future plans?" But you pretty much said you have a lot going on, and you're done working for now. You said.
Yeah. Hopefully I've Hopefully I've got the time now to put into full-time, basically.
Yeah.
Chasing these scumbags.
Yeah, it's definitely can be a full-time job. My problem was I just couldn't survive. I personally couldn't survive.
Well, that's the thing.
Yeah.
That's the thing is funding it. Yeah, we've all got bills to pay.
Yeah, so I had to go back to work, but...
Yeah, hopefully I can get to a stage where I can fund it, where it can sort of fund itself. At the moment, I'm funding it myself. Yeah, it is pretty hard. I've got a bit of time. I've got a bit of a bit behind me that I can sort of take the time and hopefully get involved. And just like I said, I've just recently set up another computer so I can set up a bank. Got a new microphone coming, so all my videos that have had really, really crap audio quality, hopefully that'll be something better in the future.
That's great.
Yeah. But yeah, I think having the quality content on YouTube is hopefully going to help fund it, and that's sort of what I'm aiming for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
Yep. So, but it's really
like
hard.
YouTube's,
Go ahead.
You know, I have no goal of being a YouTuber or anything like that. It's all about chasing down these scumbags.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah, they make me sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I totally agree. The YouTube thing it's secondary. I do a lot of baiting that I don't even post because I don't have time to edit it, or I just I only have 30 minutes, so obviously streaming wouldn't be practical, so I just bait for 30 minutes. You know what I mean? That's just how it goes sometimes when you're trying to work. But yeah, it's definitely an awesome work that you're doing. I'm really glad that we have crossed paths. Thanks to
thank you. Absolutely. And yeah, I'm
you
glad
gained like
well,
21 or 22 subs, I think, in a day. So congratulations there. And I know scam baiting and just wasting their time is at the forefront of what we do. But I think the more subs you get, the more awareness you're going to show. You're putting time into the videos. So nothing wrong with getting more subs.
Yeah.
So please go sub to Spooky Chicken.
Link is pinned above. The link is pinned above. So please go.
And shout out to everyone who does subscribe to all the scam baiters, and everyone that's members of channels, and everyone that mods these channels, and everyone that's involved. You know, not everyone's YouTuber, but everyone. You know, all the people that watch and share and hit the like button and do all those wonderful things. I hate asking people to subscribe and do all that. It just doesn't feel right. If you like what we do, you're going to subscribe. If you like the video, you're going to hit that like button. Well, that's what I do anyway, so I hope everyone else does the same.
Yeah. No, please subscribe to all the scam baiters. Believe me, I totally understand. I've been super bad the last few months about watching the scam baiters because there's so many of them, and I've been scam baiting for a while now. Sometimes I don't necessarily feel like listening to scam baiting when I've been doing it, if that makes any sense. So I understand that it can be very hard to watch them all, but it doesn't hurt to subscribe to them, because I've said it before, and I truly believe you never know how someone's particular style might reach a particular person. Even if they watch someone like Pierogi, there might be something about Spooky Chicken that appeals to them, that they watch and that they learn from. So everyone has a different style. We're all different people. So by subbing to them, you're increasing the chances that their videos will be recommended. So
So and we can all learn from each other as well.
It doesn't hurt you anything to subscribe. If you don't always have time to watch all the videos, it's okay. We understand, because there's literally hundreds and hundreds of scam baiters now. But if you just subscribe, it doesn't hurt anything, and it could increase the chances of helping someone that might get something recommended to them that appeals to them or speaks to them in a way that a different scam baiter didn't, is my opinion. You know?
Yep. Totally agree.
Yeah. Well, it's been awesome having you. Thank you, Take, for this awesome recommendation.
It's been awesome chatting to you guys.
Yeah.
And not just because you have an amazing name and you're from one of my favorite countries. But you have good content. Your heart's in the right spot, and you're very thorough in your explanations. So I wish you all the success on YouTube, even though that's not what it's about. But I also just want more people to see what you do.
Thank you. And tell us real quick about your name, how you picked that name.
Spooky is my dog's name, and it also has a double meaning because spook is a term that was used to as a spy. CIA undercover agent was called a spook. And chicken because at the time we were hatching chickens. So I thought we'll go with chicken.
A spook.
Oh wow!
I want to use that.
But
in a sentence today.
Is a term that was used for a undercover agent.
Ooh, I'm a spook.
But then I've also found out that spook was also used as a racial slur as well, which kind of disappointed me when I found that out. I was like, I really don't want to offend people. But that's
you don't want to be saying in my neighborhood.
Oh, really? Why? What does it mean?
It depends where you are. That could definitely be a racial slur.
Oh,
so
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and I only just recently found this out, and if anyone ever one complaint, and I'll change the name. I don't care about the name, but yeah, I only just recently found that out, and I was a bit.
His name's fine. It's just, it's just I didn't know that either. I didn't know that spies were called that word. I didn't know.
Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was a racial thing. Sorry, I had no idea. I've never heard that as a racial term. So
it can be. You get these racist idiots that they'll use that term once in a while. It's kind of faded, but. Yeah, it definitely, like you said, you learn, it's the same thing. I think I offended somebody because I was trying to be British one day, and I said, I think I'm going to go smoke a fag. And then they sent me millions of emails of why not to say that. But I've seen movies where cigarettes are called fags in England. So I don't say it anymore, although I just did. Sorry. But I'm just,
I think
we're done with that.
Is important.
Conversation.
Yeah.
Not necessarily what you say, but how you say it.
Yeah.
If you make a mistake and say something that people should just accept that people make mistakes and things like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know about that one.
I mean, you can never be too careful, I guess, nowadays. So why offend people if there's a way not to?
Yeah, but at the same time, everyone's so easily offended, you also can't control it. So
that's right. Going into the society, knowing that people get easily offended makes me want to hold back a little bit because I love to offend people. So I try to behave.
Yeah, me too. But certainly
knowing that I wouldn't
on
say
a public
things like that. But there's a line even for
being
me
on a public platform. You don't want to offend people, especially when I'm trying to educate people. So
right. I mean, I've had people desub because I've used the term "oh God." So you can never win all people. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
Like people get offended on almost anything these days.
Yeah, which is
true.
Yeah. I don't think so. Says maybe we should all stop talking. That's kind of partially true. Remember back in the day when it was, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything. That's way out the window. Everyone shares their opinion about everybody, whether it's nice or not.
My mom always called me, if you don't have anything good to say about someone, you wait till they leave the fucking room.
Yeah, that's right.
No, not me.
Talk about it behind their backs.
No, I was raised not that you shouldn't talk about people, but that's the day we live in, is like people just trash everybody all the time and think they know better and think that they should do this or this, and it's just the way we are. So, but
yeah, that's it. But yeah, I definitely do not want to offend anyone based on race or gender or sexuality or any minority groups, unless you're a scammer. Then you're a scumbag.
Yeah.
Right, you're free game. If you're a scammer, you're free game.
Yeah. Yep. That's it.
Yeah. but that's the best philosophy to have. I mean, it's just direct all of our anger towards the people that are stealing from the innocent.
Yeah.
That's just the way it is.
For sure. All
cool,
right,
man. Well, thank you so much for hanging with us.
Yeah, we
Definitely
get hungry.
cool.
We get hungry around this time, so.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, thank you so much. I look forward to working.
Get into the kangaroo problem, but we'll wait. We'll have you back, and I want to talk about the kangaroos.
Yeah, we actually go out and cull them because there's too many. They're trying to become a bit of a pest.
Yeah,
it's kind of sad.
Well, next time maybe you can have a kangaroo as your partner, and we can have a 4-way conversation.
Yeah,
they don't talk much, though.
Yeah. Well, I look forward to working with you more in the future if you're up for it, so we can.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and we'll definitely have you back on again in the future.
I look forward to it.
Yeah. Well, thanks so much.
Thanks so much for having me, guys.
Yeah.
And it's been an honor talking to you guys. You know, I've been watching your stuff ever since I got to know you guys and seeing, some of your interviews with the amazing people that you've had. The way TAGOW does these scam baits, they're amazing. They're so entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
I'm a fan of you guys, and I was a little bit starstruck when I started this chat with you guys today. So, but yeah, it's been great.
Well, Take will send you an autograph, won't you, Take?
Right. I think I'll be the one receiving an autograph. I think it'll take about a month if you send it tomorrow from Australia.
There's people standing outside of his apartment right now waiting for an autograph, so we should go.
No, they're waiting for the bakery to open. I have nothing to do with it.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you, Spooky. We love you. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much.
All right, Spooky. Be careful of the dodgy buggers.
Yep.
I will.
All right.
All right.
Bye.
Take care, guys.
Okay, bye.
Later.
Whoops. I think you were saying bye and I hung up. But anyway, it was super great having him on. I really enjoyed talking to him. He's a super...
Yeah, what a cool guy. What a cool guy.
For sure. Hold on one second. Don't go anywhere, y'all. I started my thing too early, and I know you people like to leave the second you think it's over. But thank you to everyone that gifted subs today. We had a lot of gifted subs. Raz gave 20, I think. DA gave 5. We super appreciate that.
Oh my goodness. Crazy day for gifting subs.
Yeah, we really, really appreciate that, though, because we do have expenses that go with scam baiting. So any little bit helps us offset those. We really appreciate that. And thank you so much to BB, Di, KDA, and BB again. Thank y'all so much for the super chats. All the members and mods, and of course Spooky Chicken for being on. We greatly appreciate it. And we will be back. Just make sure you have your notifications on. I am starting my new job on Monday, so I'm not sure how that will impact the show next week. So you're just going to have your notifications on. Make sure you're subbed to my channel. Make sure you're subbed to Take's channel. I've said it before, you never know when we might show up on Take's channel. So make sure you're subbed to both with your notifications on, so that you won't miss us. And you don't want to miss us. It's exciting conversation about alligators.
We should have a pretty big guest joining us next week or the week after. We'll see what CJ's schedule is, but please tune in. I don't want to announce it just in case it falls through, but somebody who's been on our show before has not been on in a long time. Hopefully we get him and we have a conversation.
Yeah, thank you so much, Ghost. Super appreciate it. So we will see you all. Hope you guys all have a great weekend. Please follow me on Twitch. I'm gonna do my best to stream tomorrow if I'm able to do so, and we will see you guys next week.
All right,
and don't forget about my Monday morning premieres, 10 a.m.
Raj Patel was at your last premiere. I don't know if you noticed.
Yeah, but he wasn't listening. I'm just teasing.
No, TAGOW was not listening, but somebody else was in chat.
Okay.
It was Raj Patel. He was listening.
Cool. Love Raj Patel. Okay, well, y'all have a great day. Bye.
All right. Bye.
you're connected with support. How can I help you?
You're picking up the phone pretending that you want to help people, but you really want to rob them.
I want you to understand, legally and federally, I know what type of time waster you are.
Do you want people to empty their bank account?
Why would you waste my precious time?
We call scammers, and man, they say the dumbest stuff.
Go ahead, please.
Hey, do not call this number again, okay?